In the 21st century, the only objective we have is don't die.
Don't die.
It's that simple.
But we're all gonna die, no? You don't think so?
This is the thing. So this is why it sounds silly.
Because I was told everybody dies. The only thing inevitable in life is death. We were driving past a graveyard the other day, and I pointed and said, "Great business that," because I think it wasn't a graveyard. It was a like a funeral home, and I was like, "Great business."
Yeah,
they'll never have a customer shortage.
Yeah.
I noticed there's something on the chair over there, and I'm actually starving. It's just gone 4 o'clock, and I haven't eaten today. But you were very kind in bringing me some food, so I want to talk about food. Jack, could you bring me the food, please? And you can tell me what you've brought me to eat. Presumably, this is what you eat.
That's right.
Good. Thank you. Okay, so you've brought me a meal today.
I did.
Just for anyone that's looking, I'll try and tilt it up so people can see. If anyone's watching on YouTube or Spotify, where you can get the video, you can see what's in these bowls. And you've brought me 2 little buckets of pills here, and there's a drink here. What is this food?
This is the answer. If you ask the body, what do you want to eat to be in ideal health? This is the answer that it generated. So this is not to say that is the only food you could eat. It is a version where you could eat. And so my daily caloric intake is 2,250 calories a day.
Mm-hmm.
Every calorie has to fight for its life. There's not a single calorie in my entire life protocol that exists for any reason other than serving an objective in the body. So dish number 1 is called super veggie. It's broccoli, cauliflower, black lentils, garlic, ginger, hemp seeds. And over a month, if you were to do this with me, you would eat around 70 pounds of vegetables per month.
70 pounds of vegetables per month. Wow.
And I think we also have in there extra virgin olive oil and chocolate.
Yeah, I can taste like cacao, like dark chocolate.
So I pair the chocolate in here. It's an unexpected pairing. The way we think about this is, you could say chocolate is good for you, which might lead you to eat a Snickers bar. The more precise way of thinking about it is you want dark chocolate, undutched, tested for heavy metals, and has a high polyphenol count. If you don't do all 5 layers to qualify the value of the chocolate, you have an inferior chocolate nutritional value for your body. So everything we do at Blueprint uses that frame of reference of understanding everything a full stack way of how do you serve the body's objectives in the maximal way.
That is a mushroom covered in chocolate.
How fun.
So interesting.
Yeah, those are maitake mushrooms.
Maitake mushrooms. This is a normal broccoli, isn't it?
That's right.
You didn't put anything on it?
No.
No salt?
I use potassium chloride, no salt.
And we've got some broccoli in there. So is that dish explained?
That's explained.
Okay. And then this looks like dessert to me.
Nutty pudding. It is, many people consider it to be a dessert. It's macadamia nuts, walnuts, flaxseed, sunflower lecithin, pomegranate juice, berries, and pea protein.
And is this the entire meal you'd have in one day?
There's one more dish, which we don't have, which varies day to day.
Okay.
But this is really it. I have 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. 1's in here. Then I have an avocado and a 3rd meal a day.
And this drink here that you've given me,
make sure you stir that up.
Okay.
That's the Green Giant. So the way that it works is I'll wake up in the morning. First thing I'll do is drink the Green Giant, take 60 pills, work out for an hour, then eat super veggie, wait for an hour, eat nutty pudding, wait for 1 more hour and eat my 3rd meal of the day. And then I'm finished for the day.
How many pills will you take in one day?
Currently 111.
Wow. And you take 60 of them in the morning?
That's right.
Wow. That's an interesting taste. I've got to say, it doesn't taste amazing. You know, it's not like something I'd find in a juice bar or something.
Right.
There's a little bit of a aftertaste to it that's not fantastic. And I like vegetables, so I like most of this stuff. The chocolate, I think, is a bit of a spanner in the works because it's not like a chocolate that you'd get It's not milk chocolate or a Mars bar.
That's right.
Right. It's a very, very dark, bitter taste, which is a strange thing to add to a mushroom.
Yeah. You could also put the dark chocolate in the nutty pudding, or you could have it independently. I find it's fun because it's a new experience for people to try. So it's really an optional thing.
Oh, this is nice. This nutty pudding is really nice. That's really nice. That's really, really nice. So what are your principles for eating then? You talked about calorific restriction. How important is that? Because I eat a lot, and I don't count. I just
eat.
Yeah, and I'm like, at my heaviest, I'm 15 stone 5, which is what, about 100 kilograms or something. So I'm quite heavy, and I eat, and I go to the gym every day, but I eat a lot, kind of out of control.
It has compelling evidence. Caloric restriction has compelling evidence that it's one of the most effective longevity interventions that can be done.
And what are your sort of wider nutritional principles that people can very easily introduce into their lives?
I had this experience where I learned how to fly an airplane. I became a pilot, and we get up at altitude, and I would use my hands and try to fly the airplane. And I'd go left, right, up, down. I'd try to be perfectly on the attitude indicator of maintaining exactly the altitude which I was pegged at and the direction. And then I would engage autopilot, and this plane would just sit up straight, and it would be perfectly pegged. It was so far superior to my ability to do it. And that's kind of how I think about my diet. Is if I use my mind, I kind of ping pong around life, eating this and that, and like I hear this thing there, and I hear this thing there, and I kind of do whatever's available to me. If you think about putting your body on autopilot, I call it my autonomous self. Let the body report out, evidence, algorithm in, and it just runs. This is the result. This is autopilot for my body. And so every single thing we do is tracked in the body. Every pill has to justify its existence. If it can't be measured and quantified, we don't do it. And so it's a system, a closed loop system that has an algorithm running me, which is so far superior to my mind, which is going to do, it's going to add the cookie to the order, and it's going to eat blank because of whatever.
I'm presuming you're not going to take these back. So. Okay, so this. Those are all the pills you take in one day.
That's right.
120 odd pills in a day, almost.
Yeah, 111, yeah. That big one right there. Can you see that guy right there?
This one here?
Yeah.
Jesus, Lord Jesus. What is in these pills?
A lot of things you would expect, basics like vitamin D and C, more advanced things like alpha ketoglutarate or metformin or carbose or other things like that. It spans from basic and common to some more advanced drugs.
A lot of my friends, one of my friends in particular, when he knew that I was speaking to you, he asked me about NAD+. Mm-hmm. That's obviously something that's become quite popular in the longevity culture. Mm-hmm. What's your perspective on NAD+?
Yeah, he's trying to modulate those levels in his body, and there's nice age graphs. So people, to enter this into an understandable frame, it's not commonly understood what a biological age is versus a chronological age. Somebody can be chronologically, I'm 45, but I can biologically be different. I could be either 30 or 35 or 55 or 70 according to the markers. So in levels of NAD, intracellular NAD in particular, there are certain levels that would peg you at age 18, age 30, age 50, because they reliably go down with age. Mm-hmm. And so when you supplement to try to change these, you're trying to peg yourself to a more youthful state because it's a energy the body runs on. And so what I did is because people in the longevity community do have a lot of questions about how you increase your intracellular NAD levels. And there's a big debate. Do you do NR or NMN? It's like this big debate, and everyone's always wants to fight about it. And so I trialed both. I did 90 days on NR, I did 90 days on NMN, and I measured my intracellular blood levels throughout. And I showed that both were basically effective in doing the objective. So I was able to peg my intracellular NAD at the 18-year-old mark on both supplements.
Oh, wow.
So it basically doesn't matter, just get it measured and just titrate your dose to make sure you're getting what you need.
Nice. And I really want to make sure, because I feel like if I'm never going to, meet someone who I feel like is so well versed in how the things I put in my mouth have an impact on my biological age. So what advice would you give to me about, say that you could, I'm a blank canvas and I'm going to believe everything you say. And my objective is to increase my health span and to not age poorly.
Yeah.
What would you say about the things that I put in my mouth? Give me some rules.
Do exactly what I've published.
Okay.
I'm going to make it dead simple for you. I say tongue-in-cheek that Blueprint is the best health protocol ever developed. Prove me wrong with your data. If someone can achieve better biomarkers with their protocol, it's going to be amazing for me and everyone else, because now we have a comparison. But right now, the tricky thing for someone like yourself is if you go out into the world and you try to figure this out, you've got to sort through 100 gurus.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying a different thing. And even now, if you give 5 anti-aging experts the same scientific papers and ask them to develop a protocol for you, you'll get a different protocol from every single one. They're not going to agree. There's no way to go out there and get consensus in the world. And so you need to pick a path and then measure. And I've done exactly that. So I've basically tried to punch through all the noise and say, is there actually something I can do which has some believability? That's what I've done. So I've published all my data. And so Blueprint provides people a starting point to say, I'm going to do something that I can see works and I measure myself, then iterate and improve upon it. And so health and wellness is a lot like religion, where the King James Version of the Bible supports 100 different denominations. They all say they're God's one and true only. Same with health and wellness. Everyone claims they're God's true health and wellness program. And I've tried to punch through the whole thing to say, it doesn't matter what guru status is, share the data.
Eat in the mornings? If I was a blank canvas?
I'd say trial. I'd say follow my protocol exactly, see how you feel, and then try an experiment where you do later in the day, and then compare the two.
Sugar?
0.
0 sugar?
0 sugar.
Why?
It does nothing useful for your body. Now, like our body needs sugar to run. So if you eat sugar in berries, which you're having now, that's great. But highly processed white sugar or cane sugar, there's no value for your body.
If you love the Diary of a CEO brand and you watch this channel, please do me a huge favor. Become part of the 15% of the viewers on this channel that have hit the subscribe button. It helps us tremendously, and the bigger the channel gets, the bigger the guests.